In our trader rundown today, Scott Bauer of Trading Advantage joins us, and we are just one day out from the big election.
It's getting there. We're right there.
What do you think the market's telling us?
You know, it was really odd trade last week. Not odd trade, but all week long we had this volatility. Friday it kind of waned a little bit, which would tell me now that things are setting in more for a Clinton win than anything else. But as we saw with the Brexit vote over the summer, anything can happen tomorrow.
What stocks would you look at for a trader play? And let's start with Donald Trump.
Sure. If there is a Trump win, people are looking at the negative. People are really looking at the markets going down. I'm looking at an opportunity to get into cybersecurity. Haven't heard a lot about that yet, Angie.
That's true.
Rather than select an actual stock, there are a few cybersecurity ETFs. I think that is going to be one that within 6 months you can look for 25% upside, because that is one of the platforms that he is looking at is cybersecurity, and he is a big proponent of protection of the internet, of your personal, space, personal assets. He's a big proponent of cybersecurity.
So you do an ETF?
I would buy ETF. I would buy it outright. I'd buy upside calls. I think, again, this is a space that a lot of people have not talked about for a Trump win. There's obviously lots of other sectors. This is one, in my opinion, that could have the most upside out of any of them out there.
And then Hillary Clinton. A lot of people are looking at the biotechs.
They're looking at biotechs for the downside. I think that, we've seen a lot already priced in.
Okay, so that play could be done already.
Yeah, it's probably not over, but I think it's close to being over. What I do like is a little bit more on the obvious side is the banking sector.
The banking sector.
And again, the heels of a Hillary win, an imminent Fed rate hike, even though we've seen some of the big banks, come up recently, I still think that you got to be in names like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, even a Wells Fargo.
Would you put on an overall market trade ahead of the election?
Yes, and my overall market trade is not stock specific, or it's not sector specific, it's VIX. And I truly believe, because we're seeing such a diversion from this front month VIX to even next month and 2 months out, I think regardless of what happens, VIX will be just 25 to 30% lower in 2 months. So if Trump wins, everyone says is anticipating quick sell-off. I think in 2 months things are going to be back to normal. Cooler heads are going to prevail. Level-headedness. I love buying VIX put spreads here. Love the opportunity to get into some December, January VIX put spreads, targeting 15 even on the VIX.
Now, I would be remiss if I did not ask you about the baseball you are holding in your hand. And
yes.
your lovely T-shirt here.
This baseball came from Cleveland last Wednesday night. I'm sorry for all you Indians fans, although Indians fans at the game were great.
I heard they were very gracious.
I think the Indians are a phenomenal team.
Absolutely.
But, this was from batting practice. I'd love to say it was a caught home run.
Close enough.
Batting practice last Wednesday night in Cleveland. Brought it home to the CBOE, to Chicago here. You know what? It's phenomenal. It was a great experience.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights today, and have a great trading day, Scott.
Thanks. You too, Ann.